Hey everybody, today we're reviewing Dracula, Book 1, The Impaler by Matt Wagner and Kelley Jones. Hey everybody, and welcome back to BK's Bullets. As always, I'm your host, Brent, and today we're talking Dracula, Book 1, The Impaler. I did an overview of this book, so if you want to watch me open it up and look at the art inside, it's gorgeous, it's beautiful. It's a hard thing to do because there's a lot of like blood, guts, and gore, nudity in this book from Kelley Jones, but it is astonishing. So we'll do all that stuff is in that overview video. I read the book, and here we're going to talk about what I read and if I liked it or not. I did like it, obviously. I don't like everything I review. That's one thing that I like to do on this channel is talk about stuff that I don't like in books and why I think they may be bad or missing something. I have no problem like giving criticism to stuff. So not a all positive review channel by any means. But I was pretty excited to read this, and I was not let down. The idea of this book is how Dracula, the legend, became Dracula if we're taking the historical person, Vlad the Impaler, and saying this guy actually becomes Dracula, like filling in the gaps of that legend. So we're in Transylvania in the Dark Ages, in Wallachia, where Vlad the Impaler lived, and Vlad is going against the Ottoman Turks, so we were in the Ottoman Empire here, and he wants to defeat them because they're rampaging all over his home, right? He's a conqueror, he's a warrior, he impales people on spikes, but he has to figure out a way to conquer them. So he says, I'm going to go to, oh gosh, what's it called? Basically like the school of the devil, and have the devil teach me all of his ways. Man, I wish I remember the name of this school. It's got a really, really cool name. The Scholomance, I guess. Yeah. Basically, the Scholomance is the devil, whatever version of him you think he is, and gathers people from around the world and lets them study all of these evil, arcane texts. And he has a couple of rules that are pretty interesting. And basically they're all studying how to become more evil and harness these powers and stuff like that in exchange for something. And there's like 7 or 9 of them. They come from all around the world, and they all see the devil as a different kind of thing. One of them sees it as a serpent. The other one is more like an impish, like what we know of Satan in modern Christianity. The guy from Norway thinks he's Loki, the trickster god. So all sorts of interpretations of Satan from world religions are focused in on this one. And it kind of doesn't explain, but just gives credence to how you could gather people from around the world at this time and then all have them think that they're doing the same thing. And they all see him differently. So that's kind of a cool little conceit. Dracula sees him as a little kid. That's just kind of weird. Maybe he thinks kids are evil. But eventually you see Dracula like, he's supposed to spend 7 years down here studying, and you go through those 7 years at a pretty brisk pace without any sort of like check marks along the way of like year 1, year 2, year 3. But he does learn how to do things. He learns how to control animals and like speak their language. He learns how to control in the mist and things. And then eventually he comes face to face with Satan himself at the end of the book. And Satan kind of, Dracula broke some rules. So because of that, Satan gifts him with, some curses, and that's kind of how the vampire thing is born. And then you kind of go into the last page is just Dracula saying, I'm Dracula, and he kind of returns to his ancestral home, and it says Book 2, The Brides. So I guess we're getting to the Brides of Dracula, something like that. But it was cool. Really, really cool. The art is gorgeous. If you watch the overview, you already know that. The colors here by Jose Villarrubia are wonderful. They're textured, they're layered, they don't take away from anything. It feels really like old school almost with the colors and color palette he uses. So, and he does, I think he's doing some textures on some faces here too that, make it older than it is. Make it feel older than it is, like the book, the page itself. So that's really neat. Everything's very moody, very like a 70s color palette, you know what I mean? Like limited colors, not super realistic, which I love for this feeling, honestly. For Kelley Jones, I think it works wonderful. But yeah, there's some surprises in here along the way. So again, not again, but I said it in the other video, this was a Kickstarter, but you will be able to buy a softcover version of this, I think from Dark Horse Comics in October. It's either the end of September or in October at some point. So if you're looking for it, go to your local comic shop, order it. I think it's great. There's going to be another Kickstarter for Volume 2, and you can get the hardcover from that whenever it comes out. Maybe it'll be like next year, hopefully. They said they're already working on it in one of the Kickstarter emails. So it was a great read. I really enjoyed it. So I hope you guys pick up Dracula when it comes to a store near you in paperback, and we will see you guys next time in the Funny Pages.